Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Don't mind any shaking or noise. We are parked at a campground in Mississippi again. We went back. My daughter is coming and she wants to see Bay St. Louis. So she's on her way today. She's driving down because airfare, being that it's spring break week, airfare is crazy. So she said, you know what, it's not that long of a drive, I'm going to drive. Which, okay, kind of a long time to drive by yourself if you ask me, but that's what she wants to do, so okay. Not too long though. But anyway, she's driving down, and so we'll be seeing a lot of the things that we saw, and some other things too, I think. And so we'll be getting together with our friends again and doing that kind of stuff. I know I didn't film much when I was with Nancy and Lynanne because we were busy doing things. Well, mostly when I was with Lynanne, Roy and I were just looking at the area because we really like the foresty area. Anyway, I did do some crocheting in the car. Sometimes when I crochet in the car, it makes me nauseous lately, like the last year or two. And sometimes it doesn't. Yesterday, it did not. So I was working on my luck of the draw. And let me show it to you. I was working on it. And then I realized after I got 3/4 of the way around that I picked it up and went the wrong direction. In the middle of the row. I must have thought I stopped at the corner. I don't know if I was sleep crocheting. What the heck? So I had to pull it out. It was like an hour's worth of work. I got mad at it. It had to go in timeout, and I took a nap. And then I had a better attitude, and so did the blanket. So, anyway, I added my new color, and this is what she's looking like. That's the new color. Why does it look all puffy there? I don't know. And this is the Marshmallow Kiss Blanket. The pattern is by Trisha Swift. The tutorial is by Jaxie from Creations by Jax. Both channels will be linked in my description box below. Oh shoot, yarn just fell on the floor. The tutorial is in the Boggy Creek Blanket playlist. What is Boggy Creek? Come on, if you've been around for any minute, you know that Boggy Creek is the camp in Eustis, Florida for chronically ill children that the Boggy Brigade sponsors and has a blanket drive for every year. We just delivered blankets 2 weeks ago. Got dark. We just delivered blankets 2 weeks ago. We delivered 3,255 blankets. And in the video, not the video that I put out, but in the video that Nancy put out, one of those videos, Jacqueline from the camp says that we just delivered them 3 years worth of blankets. Guys, it's not 3 years worth of blankets. She was exaggerating. It's just so many blankets. They were so overwhelmed and impressed. But they go through like 160 blankets a week, and they have camp. Oh, he's putting out the awning. That's why it's looking darker. Anyway, they have camp all summer long and give out like 100 up to 160 blankets a week. The only month that they take off is May, and that's when they're doing their like planning for the next year of what's going to happen and who's going to be there and how they're paying for it, how, you know, all their camp planning goes on in May. And they don't have any kids there. But then when school is in season, then they do family weekends and the whole family goes. And not only does the sick child get a blanket, but I believe the siblings also get blankets. So the whole family gets to go, which is a really very enriching experience for everyone in the family. We don't talk about that, or we haven't. I haven't talked about that. You know, I start to leak every time I talk about Boggy Creek, so we're going to try to get through this. But when they have family camp, the sick kids hang out with the people that they met during the summer. They hang out with their families. I mean, they do family activities. But they still get to hang out with kids that are like them. If they're new kids that they've never met before, or if they have met them before. But they're, you know, kids that are dealing with the same illnesses, the same issues. But then the siblings also get to hang out with kids that are the sibling of a sick kid. And if you know anyone that's a sick kid, those kids get the attention. Not that the parents don't want to pay attention to the other kids. I mean, I'm not saying that at all. But the sick kid, they have drama, they have trauma, and that overtakes quite frequently. And I have a family member with a sick kid, real sick kid, and the younger brother just wants to be able to play with his older brother. He wants his older brother to be able to play like him. And he's, you know, at 6 years old, he's like, why can't my brother play with me? He understands that the brother is sick, but he doesn't understand why his friends' brothers can play with him. You know what I mean? There's a thing. So it's, you know, a lot of stress on the family. Even just the parents having time to themselves. You know, the sick child can be a 24-hour constant emergency. Constant, oh, we can't do this because, we can't do that because, you know, of the sick kid. What will we do with, and can we leave them? You know, depending on the severity of the illness. So, family weekend is a big deal for the entire family. Gets to me, you know. So anyway, family weekend is a big thing. And I do believe that all the kids that go, all the siblings and the sick kid, get blankets. So if you're looking at, and I think they do family weekends every other weekend, if not more than that, all winter long, all school year. So they're putting out a lot of blankets, more than 3,200 a year. So we don't want to lessen our game. We need to step up our game. Not that we didn't step up really good this year. I'm so overwhelmed at what we did, what you all did. So anyway, now we need to make more blankets and tumbleweeds and send a kid to camp. They've asked us, you know, to talk about donations for sending kids to camp, because camp is free to the families, but charity donations are what pays for the kids to go to camp. So we're doing it in the swag shop, because all the proceeds from our swag are going there. I have a subscriber whose mother's women's group, after talking about sending kids to camp in Boggy Creek, she asked her mother's group, who raises funds and then picks a charity to donate to. And so the mother did some research, or the women's group did, and they sent $465 to camp. That warms my heart. Send a kid to camp. If you can't make blankets, but you got an extra $10, send it to camp. Make tumbleweeds. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, that's my promotion, is Boggy Creek, and that's where this blanket will go. I love the pattern. Trish makes great patterns. And here's all the colors that I have. Oh, that's my scrappy thing. I think you can see them all. I mean, you saw them in the blanket because they're all in there. But that's the colors. And it's all big twist yarn because I didn't bring yarn. I didn't know Trish was going to do a Boggy Creek look of a draw. So in my projects packing the camper, I did not pack a look of the draw blanket selection. But so about it. Darn Hannah Pie yarn. I did not get to work on, because I got mad at that blanket and took a nap. I did not work on the heart blanket, but I never showed it to you. So I want to show it to you now. I talked about it. So I started with this big twist value in the green. This is called Varsity Green. And this is, oh, it's tangled on it, so I need to do row number 2. Now, I originally thought that in the pattern, they show every row a different color. And I thought I would do like groups of 4 rows or something and not switch color. But honestly, I do have a tangled mess here. Honestly, I'm afraid that if I don't switch color, you won't see the green on the green. You know what I mean? Like the hearts won't really stick out against the green background. See that? So I think I'm going to have to switch color every row. And this way is upside down. I think, it goes that way. I don't know how they attach because I have not watched the tutorial for row 2. I was going to start it in the car on the way here, but like I said, I got mad at the luck of the draw, which I didn't need a tutorial to do. So that was easy. But then I found out that I made a big mistake and I got mad at it. And so then crocheting stopped for a while. And I took a nap. I can't seem to drive in the car without taking a nap anymore. Roy wants me to learn how to drive the camper. Well, it's a tow. Our camper is, we tow it. It's a travel trailer. I'm like, I can't stay awake more than 10 minutes in the car anymore. I'm like a little baby. Put me in the car and I'm out. So I'm like, I don't think it's a safe idea for me to drive this thing. I might fall asleep. It's like I get in the car and I get narcolepsy or something. And he even says that. He says, you can't be in the car 10 minutes without falling asleep. I'm like, I know what the problem is. But I get in there and I get tired. So that's another excuse not to drive the camper, because I don't really want to pull it, I'm afraid. Anyway, that is where we're at with my blankets. I did not work on my shirt either. And it's pretty fast to do it. I just need to sit down and do it. But I wanted to do the Boggy Creek. And I didn't work on I have to do the dishcloth. I think that's what I'm going to work on next. I really should get out the tutorial for the heart blanket and do the next color. But I really feel like I want to make a dishcloth. I want instant gratification, and they're usually pretty fast. So maybe that's what I'll work on today. I have to do laundry today. I have to go grocery shopping today. And we're meeting up with friends for lunch. I think Jojo and Desiree and their husbands. I think lunch. I don't know what all we're doing. I'm leaving the planning to them because they know the area. And when Amanda gets here, like, we're going to do what she wants to do. And I think she's going to want to go to New Orleans for a day. I would love to take her to Ground Zero Museum because I think Chloe was a newborn when Katrina came, and Amanda was glued to the TV. She watched everything she could get everything. I don't know how much like streaming video there was, back then, 20 years ago. But I know she had the weather station on all the time. She just, everything that was, when the storm was approaching, as the storm occurred, and then the aftermath. She couldn't get enough of it, of all of that. So I think she would really love the Ground Zero Museum. So I want to take her there. And definitely Bay St. Louis. She's going to love that. So that's, I know things that we want to go to Dolphin Island, I think, one day. And that's like an hour and a half drive, I think. So I think, and New Orleans is like an hour drive too. So I know she's going to want to do that. So we have things to do, and I'm excited about all those things. And then when she leaves, we'll start heading towards Ohio, to our permanent campground there. Opens May 1st, but a lot of times they let the permanent people in a week early. Depends on the weather. So that being said, April 1st-ish, we're going to start heading home. Do a little sightseeing along the way. So we'll take you with us for that too. But that's all I have for this video. Just my luck of the draw and the heart blanket and some chit chat about what's coming up and what we're doing. The sun here is very bright for me. So we have to get some really good sunscreen before I can be out today. So we are going to the store, if nothing else, before we head off for our meeting up with friends, like a CVS or something. I have to get some really good sunscreen. I was getting sunburned. I have vitiligo, so I don't tan. I just burn, and it just turns pink. I don't know if you can see, but in the car, I thought, God, my skin is burning. And this morning I woke up and I've my whole hand from just sitting in the car, which doesn't happen often, but it did. And so I think this southern sun, my skin isn't used to it. So we're going to lather on the thick sunscreen and enjoy the nice warm weather. So I will see you guys in the next video, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. As soon as I can, though. So thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, all of those things. Hit the notification bell so you know when my videos come up. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.